moving to a new country. It's like, well, setting sail for an unknown shore, it's exhilarating. Yeah. But what about finding your way in a totally new job market? That's often the real challenge, isn't it? It can feel incredibly exciting, full of possibilities, but also really stressful and confusing sometimes. Overwhelming even.
Oh, absolutely. I've definitely been there myself, trying to figure out a completely different job market. Even if you move somewhere like, say, the UK to Australia, where the language is the same, or when I moved from Brazil to Canada, all your experience, your education suddenly feels like pieces of this giant puzzle you don't recognize.
Right. And that's exactly why we're here today. Our mission with this deep dive isn't just to, give you a map. We want to provide the actual tools, the insights to help you find your professional footing in a new country. We'll cover adapting your resume, networking, and even that thing lots of people dread, asking for references. So yeah, they're ready to soak up some good info.
Okay, let's get into it. The absolute first step, maybe even before you touch your CV, is really getting a handle on the local job market. You just can't assume it works the same way as back home. It won't. Every country, sometimes even different industries within a country, they have their own unique ways. Expectations, preferred job sites, documents you need, even interview styles.
Yeah, and those differences can be pretty surprising. It's not just small stuff. Like, think about North America. A resume is usually 1, maybe 2 pages max, putting a photo on it. Big no-no. But then you go to parts of Europe, Germany, for instance, and it's completely normal, sometimes even expected, to include a professional photo, maybe even your birthday.
Exactly. And that shows it's not just formatting, it's cultural norms. So how do you figure this stuff out? Well, you got to research the local hiring culture, use the local job sites, definitely check out government employment services. They often have amazing free resources. Join local Facebook groups, LinkedIn communities, places where people are actually talking about this stuff. And honestly, talk to people who've already done it. Their experience is just gold.
Okay, here's a really practical tip for you listening. Try searching online for something specific like your job title plus target country plus sample resume.
Yeah.
You'll quickly get a visual idea of the format, the language they use, the kind of tone that's expected there. It's a good starting point.
And that brings up another point, adjusting your own expectations. It's really important. Landing your absolute dream job in the first month, probably not going to happen. And that's okay. Sometimes starting somewhere, getting some local experience, even if it's a short internship or contract gig, that can be the smartest first step. It builds momentum.
And communication is just so key, isn't it? Whether it's English or the local language, practicing every day, even a little bit, makes a huge difference, builds confidence for networking, for interviews, everything. All right, so once you've got a better sense of the local scene, the next hurdle is your CV and cover letter. These are basically your first impression, your calling card.
And you absolutely, absolutely must tailor them for every single job application. I know, it takes time. It feels like a lot of work, but trust me on this. It is so worth the effort. It makes a massive difference.
It's funny. You mentioned earlier deleting experience, which sounds totally wrong to most people, right? Like, imagine applying for a marketing role in Canada. Your CV might show 15 years of great work back home, but Canadian employers, they typically only want to see maybe the last 5-7 years and only the relevant stuff. So you're not just translating, you're editing, you're curating your story for them.
Exactly that. You have to be a bit ruthless sometimes. Delete what's not directly relevant to that job, highlight what is important, and then this is key. You need to mirror the job ad.
Mirroring? What do you mean exactly? Like just copy-paste phrases?
Good question. Not quite copy-pasting, but reflecting their language. So if the job ad says, strong communication skills required, you use that exact phrase in your cover letter or CV. Don't say, I'm a great speaker or I'm good at talking. Use their words. It shows you've paid close attention, and honestly, it helps with those automated scanning systems, the ATS, that look for keywords.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. It's like learning the local dialect for that specific job. And speaking of getting the words right, definitely use tools like Grammarly, maybe even ChatGPT, or just the spell check in Google Docs. You really want your written stuff to be perfect, no typos, no weird sentences. It needs to look professional.
And another tip, keep it simple. Short sentences, clear structure. Avoid jargon unless it's standard in that field, and cut out unnecessary details. Clarity is your friend here.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit. Networking. It's kind of amazing, isn't it, that most jobs aren't even advertised. They get filled through connections, friends, referrals, old colleagues. The hidden job market.
Yeah.
What do you tap into that when you're new and maybe don't know anyone yet?
Yeah, that can feel like a huge barrier. But it's less about who you know now and more about who you get to know. Accessing that hidden market, it comes down to networking, which basically means talking to people, going to events online, or in person reaching out on LinkedIn.
But it's not about, like, begging for a job, right?
Yeah.
That feels awkward.
No, definitely not. That's the wrong way to think about it. Networking is about asking for advice, learning about the industry locally, and just making genuine connections. You're building relationships, not hitting people up for jobs immediately.
Could you give us an example? Like, what would you actually say to someone on LinkedIn you don't know?
Sure. Keep it simple and respectful. Something like, "Hi, name. I recently moved to city and came across your profile. I'm exploring opportunities in the field industry here, and I was really impressed by your experience at their company or with their project. Okay. I'd love to hear a bit about your journey if you're open to it. Would you perhaps have 10 minutes for a quick virtual coffee chat sometime next week?"
That sounds great. It's polite, clear, shows you did a tiny bit of homework, and respects their time.
Exactly. And, people generally do like to help others, especially if you approach them honestly and respectfully. They might have been new once too, or they just enjoy sharing what they know. It can open surprising doors.
Okay, now for a topic that trips a lot of people up, myself included sometimes. Asking for references. It can feel awkward, especially if your best references are back home, maybe in a different time zone or language.
Yeah, the key here is to make it as easy as possible for the person you're asking. Think of it like you're helping them help you.
Right. So, step 1, choose the right person. Someone who actually knows your work well. A former boss, maybe a senior colleague you worked closely with, a supervisor, perhaps even a long-term client. Someone who can speak genuinely about your skills and how you are to work with.
Step 2, ask them politely and professionally. Don't just spring it on them.
Yeah, maybe send an email or a message. Something like, "Hi, name. Hope you're doing well. I'm currently applying for a role as job title at company name here in New Country City, and they've asked for references as part of the process. Would you be comfortable acting as a reference for me and sharing your thoughts on our time working together on Project X or at old company?"
That's perfect. It's short, clear, professional, and crucially, it asks if they're comfortable, gives them an easy out if they don't feel they're the right person or just don't have time.
And definitely give them a heads up before you actually list their name anywhere. Never just write someone down without asking first. That's really unprofessional and can backfire.
Oh, absolutely. And one more really helpful thing. Offer to provide them with details. Send them the job description you're applying for, maybe your updated CV. That way, they can tailor their comments a bit and speak more confidently about the skills that are relevant for this specific job. It helps them help you better. Okay, so you've done the homework, your CV is sharp, you've networked, you've got your references lined up, and boom, you get the call, you're invited for an interview. Now what?
First thing, research the company, obviously, but go a bit deeper, especially in a new country. Look their values, sure, but also how they operate locally. Any recent local projects, how do they talk about their team here? Showing that kind of cultural understanding, you get them in this context. That's huge.
Totally agree. And then practice those common interview questions. You know the classics. Tell me about yourself. Why should we hire you? Strengths and weaknesses. Come on. Think about your answers beforehand. How do your skills fit this company in this market?
Definitely write down some bullet points for your answers.
No.
And practice saying them out loud. But yeah, don't memorize it like a script. You'll sound like a robot. Aim for natural and confident, not perfectly rehearsed. I've made that mistake.
And body language, it matters, but it's tricky because norms vary. Eye contact, for example. Really important in North America to show you're engaged. But in some other cultures, too much direct eye contact might feel a bit intense, even aggressive. So maybe try to observe others if you can, or if you have a local contact, it's okay to politely ask about general customs beforehand. People usually appreciate the effort.
So practice your tone, remember to smile genuinely, and just try to project confidence in a way that feels right for the setting. It all adds up.
And here's a big tip. Always prepare questions to ask them at the end of the interview. It shows you're really interested, you're prepared, and you're thinking seriously about the role. Things like, what does success look like in this position in the first, say, 90 days? Or what are the next steps in the hiring process?
Good examples. And the final step after the interview is done, send that thank you email. Always. Within 24 hours. Express thanks for their time. Maybe briefly mention something specific you discussed, and just reiterate your enthusiasm. It leaves a really positive final impression.
Okay, let's talk about the tough part. Reality check. Not every application leads to a job. You're going to face rejection. And you know what? That is perfectly okay. It's part of the process.
Absolutely. Try not to see rejection as failure. Think of it more like feedback or data. Each no helps you refine your search, understand the market better, maybe tweak your approach. It builds resilience too.
And if you feel comfortable, sometimes it's worth asking for feedback. Gently, of course. Something simple like, thank you again for considering me. If you have any feedback on my application or interview that might help me improve in the future, I'd be very grateful. You might not always get a response, but sometimes you get really useful insights.
The main thing really is just don't give up. This whole process takes stamina. Maybe set a manageable routine, apply to a couple of jobs each day, perhaps. But also take breaks. Stay healthy. Look after yourself. Job searching burnout is a real thing.
Yeah, and remember to celebrate the small wins along the way. Getting an interview. That's progress. Making a good connection on LinkedIn, that's a win too. Acknowledge those steps to keep your motivation up.
Okay, let's wrap this up with some quick-fire tips for everyone listening.
All right. Number 1, be patient. Seriously. Finding the right role in a new country can take time, weeks, maybe months. Stay focused. Keep at it.
2, don't be afraid to start small if you need to. That first local job, even if it's not your dream job, build crucial experience and connections. Every step forward counts.
3, keep building your language and soft skills every single day. Listen to local radio or podcasts, practice speaking whenever you can, maybe write short emails or posts in the local language. That immersion helps hugely.
And the last one, maybe the most important, believe in yourself. You've already made a huge, brave move by relocating to a new country. That takes courage and determination. You've got this.
Absolutely. We believe in you too.
So as you navigate this journey, just remember this final thought. Every great opportunity, every fantastic job someone has, it all started with taking that brave first step into something new. Now go take yours.